go. Now we sit and wait for 5 minutes while we load into the Nordschleife. I wonder what's quicker, loading into the track or doing a lap? So we have GR86s, but I doubt we will have. No, sorry, we have GTs. GT3s is the most populated class. We have Porsches and GR86s. I think GR86s was the second smallest earlier, but it's pretty unlikely we'll have TCRs because they were only in the top 3 splits, I think, out of like 12. Awesome. I'm already on track. Look at us driving the same car at the same time. Nice. Nice one. Very nice. We'll get you sub 45 in the race. Oh, crikey. It already says I've already had the pop-up saying you connected. So that's just because, yeah, that's a reset point, I assume. Otherwise, you spent a long time doing a 3-point turn to get into that point, just to then tow to garage. Nice. Is that the class or the overall? Okay, cool. Sounds about right. I think it's so on edge between shifting and not on that uphill run that whether you've got full fuel or not makes a difference. If you're having to lug an extra 100 litres of fuel up the hill, you're not going to get the momentum to go into the gear up behind me. That wasn't happy. A couple of references for you along here if it doesn't drag. Oh, fuck. Never mind. I'll mention it when I get back there later. So it's one of those horrible places where it took me ages to find a reference as well. Basically, there's big fences on the right-hand side you can use. So, yeah, 15 GT3s, less Porsches, about 15 of us, and slightly less. Any teams I recognise quickly? Super Mario Bros. Racing. Alright. It Yep. So there's like 2 lobbies more than the TCR. Yeah. Alright. Oh, I thought that was going to be an off track then. Oh, this hasn't started well. It really hasn't started well. Tyres are on the come up. Just checking the fuel load. That is correct. It's already been a scrappy start to the lap. Oh, seriously? I always take that curb. I never do that. Does it refuel the car for me? It does. $8:30, 15, 23. So, oof. If I don't make any more mistakes, I might get 3 laps in. Although, let's be real, I'm not getting 3 push quali attempt laps without making any mistakes. Oh, I've got a delta. I don't need a delta. It's going to go away after the GP section anyway, or shortly thereafter. I hate the long corners like that sometimes, because I get a nice little bit of rotation on the brakes on the way in, and then it just doesn't carry it. How much am I overdriving the car? I might flick the TCS up to 2. Give me a munch on the apex. Yeah, I need to make some quick flicks. Where is it? Oh, I'm going to do that, that, and that. Definitely don't feel like I did anything different on the curbs through that section that time, but this one's now legal, so what do you know? Lift on the way in just to get the nose in. Probably did it a bit too much. Too much rotation. Hit the second apex a bit too hard. I'm glad I moved the brake bias. With that much drift through there, I'm pretty confident I would have spun it had I not made the change. Let's see if I can get this bit right, because I got it wrong on my practice lap. A bit earlier on the brakes, second dab for the second apex. Kind of miss all of them, but not a terrible amount of speed carried through. That was dreadful. That was absolutely dreadful. Oh, come on. Stop driving like a boat. Could have been quicker through there. Don't know if I scrubbed too much or didn't get on the throttle early enough, or I definitely could have had a better exit, and it cost you just all the way up here. And didn't feel great. Did he say 2 laps of fuel left? Fucking did as well. So much of this being 3.3 litres of 3.3 laps of fuel I had on board. So I put 33 in. Forgot to check my data from this morning to see how much I was using per lap. Making so many little mistakes. Definitely could have carried more speed through there. Really want to get the nose turned in immediately after that jump, and it didn't that time, so that's another place where I could pick up a couple of tenths maybe. pretty clean. Didn't feel super quick, but tightened up a bit more than I remembered. Alright, so that's 13 litres used. Point 1, point 2, point 3. Where is it we get started? Is it... No, it's not there, that's the entry. Must be there. So that's 13.5 litres bang on I've used per lap. Hey Ben. I'm annoyed that the game has lied to me. I tried to fuel up for 3 laps, thinking that's how many I could get in a perfect world. So, to be safe, I put in 3.3 because I'd forgotten to do the maths myself. Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. I put in 33 litres and I would have needed 41. It was a huge difference. Really? How people? Not many people have put times in yet, though. Yeah, it wasn't the best lap. It's just kind of scrappy everywhere. Oh, okay, it was quicker than I thought. I've just looked down. So it's only 1/10 off my best. So I'd have been really tight on time to do 3 laps anyway, because I had to reset just after the... a couple of minutes in, because I picked up an off-track. But because I don't have the fuel anyway, I'm only going to have 1 lap. But I've got plenty of time to do it in, so if I mess this up near the start, or even halfway around, I can have another go. Oh, don't do that. Oh, that's exactly what I did last time. I use those curbs there all the time. Not once in the race did I pick up a 1x. Right, still got 15 minutes, so... Brilliant. You can really get away with going off track there. Marketing. I looked. I looked at the top split for my sins. I think the best times were 26s. It was like a team of two that was like 8k and 6k or something. Nuts. Oh, okay. Oh, piss off. Off track. Have I got time for one more? Yeah. Probably my last attempt. Right. If we're really going for this, let's really go for it. Oh, flip's sake. Yeah. Damn it! It's a little frustrating. I can hardly complain. It's 1/10 off my PB. Oh, okay. That's a pretty big gap. Yeah, if I'd been practicing all week, maybe start challenging the top 3 there, but... Yet. Running out of time to do it. I suppose everyone knows that they're on their last attempt now as well, so hopefully that will inspire some caution. Ooh, that's a novelty. We don't have an overlap between the Porsches and the GT3s in this split. Yeah, 2.5 seconds. I think there was one There was a little bit of an overlap in this morning's session. Speedhouse Racing Team Orange. Brilliant. What a name. See, how is that not an off track? That was lap 2 at the chicane I'm watching. And I've got all 4 wheels to the right of the white line. And that doesn't give me an off track. If we go to lap 5, which is the last one I did, how much further over was I? Oh, come on! That's like the same line. So you've got the white line, the drain, a strip of tarmac that's about the width of the white line, and then the curb. And it's like, oh, so you can run all 4 wheels inside the white line legally. And then maybe you've got the drain and the tarmac for, like, buffer. But if you get your left side wheels on the curb, then maybe that's what it is. I mean, I have slightly touched the gravel with the part of my front right. So there we go. That's the limit. Fucking hell. So no, it was lap 2. No, I want to watch lap 2. Because that's where I took too much curb. Oh no, lap 2 was the good... Damn it. Lap 2 was the good lap. How long have we still got? 5 minutes. I can't remember. I think I changed it to match my YouTube. Is it Jamie Cutting 2 now? It's basically my iRacing name, I think. Yeah, but my @ is still @d. No, hang on. It's not the 2. It's just Jamie Cutting, but the @ is still ddm_jam. So, noted. That's an illegal line because I slightly touched the grass, maybe. Again, left side's on the left line. So let's look at lap 2, which was legal. Seriously? How is that? Is like fractions again. So I'm fractionally legal. So you need to keep your left side touching the tarmac to the left of the white line. But you can still touch the grass on the right, just about, and keep it legal. Oh no, that was the illegal one. When the fuck was the legal one? Okay, so yeah, there I've wussed out. I've only just touched the curb. Okay, fine. I'm getting confused. I don't even know which lap was my actual lap. 2. Well, I just watched 2 and that wasn't... Oh, I don't know. Based on the session, where I only made it to sector 5 of 12 once, I still found a potential 8/10 in the first 4 sectors, which is like less than 3 minutes. So there's so much time on the table if you can get a lap together around here, but you just can't. Awesome. Yeah, my best lap has only 2 optimal sectors out of 12. Well, I mean, it's not massive amounts in each sector. My optimal is a 35.2 if I drove everything perfectly, which is not likely. It still only just gains us the 1 position by a couple of tenths. Yeah, the biggest disparity in a single sector between my optimal and what I did on my fastest lap, which is actually the one in qualifying, the one in the race I must have done, picked up a 1x, is actually sector 1, the first 38 seconds. I was a third of a second down. Yeah, I'm just going to fuel up. Lovely, thank you. So a bit more TCS, a bit more ABS seemed to work well for me. So I typically run it on 3. I was trying it on 4 earlier. I've actually upped it to 5, and I can say I set a pretty decent opening sector with that. I will probably flick around. No, they all update and they will start in front of us. So I picked up 4 incident points, which seems like quite a lot. In qualifying. 2 teams are on 9. Harry George says he spam. Lol, disregard his quality time. How do you spin and not pick up an incident point? Awesome. And there's a pretty big buffer behind as well, so hopefully I'll try and keep that gap to those guys for you for when you jump in. So if that's actually 5 seconds a lap, by the time you jump in, it will be hopefully 30 plus seconds. I think my teammate managed to fuel save in one of his stints to do an 8th lap, but he did 7 then 8, and I did 7 then 6, which was sort of a splash and dash. But yeah, he must have fuel saved a little bit, I think, to do that 8th lap. If we just do 7 and 7 every time, probably take a slightly shorter stop by doing that as well. I used 13 a lap, so I only need 90. Keep an eye on it later, but take 93 litres. Legends! You're just a shit Aussie voxel. Shit Aussie voxel. I mean, they're not, but, you know. I did notice they blinked out once or twice. I don't know if that was just because they reset back and then loaded in again, or... Awesome. early on, if you could watch the last placed Porsche Cup to tell me if any incidents happen just ahead that I might not see past the GT4s. So the way I typically have my relative set for Enduros is I'm the second name from the top, so I get slightly more advance notice if there's quick cars coming, but that shouldn't come into effect for until nearly the pit stop. Why does that Porsche behind me look like a Tesla? It looks like a Tesla. In the mirror, it's got no front grille in the slightest. And something about the headlights. Dude, stop accelerating and braking, testing your brakes. Really, you're literally not meant to do that. Because every time you accelerate, I think you're going, even though you're not the leader. Stop doing that. Alright. Brilliant. Because this is a D-class series, can you not even flash your headlights? Is that related to license class, or is that some other thing? Or I've just pressed my button for it and nothing's come up. Maybe I haven't got the button bound. Cheers. They've actually got a bigger gap than I thought they'd have, but yeah. Now we are. I've got the jump on the guy on the second row. Awesome. Oh no, there he is. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, of course he's going to compromise me. Dude! It's amusing how much not quicker the Porsches are through the really slow speed stuff. And then you get to anything that resembles a straight and it's just like, see you later. Yeah, I've just had a car stopped call. There he is. This is messy. Come on, Porsches. As long as those two don't crash. Yeah. If I can stay in the draft of the leader, that should help me out. Yeah. I was absolutely not surprised to see that I was racing against a Bilstein painted M4 GT4 earlier. How are those Porsches still there? He must have damage. Oh, do you want to take off the fast repair? Yeah, no, he is starting to stretch away from the other one. Alright, this is crunch time, Jam. Stay in the draft if you can. Didn't need to do anything special because he made a mistake. And the guy behind should just be out of draft range. Still too early, Jam. Even with the draft, I lost a serious amount of momentum because I shifted up to 6th too early. No, come on, Red Bull car. Run away, you're meant to be really quick. Don't let me catch you. I just want to just about stick in your draft for the straight, and then I'm happy for you to bugger off. I just want to run away from the car behind. Because if I start attacking you, it's going to be a three-way lead battle for the lead before you know it. Damn, he had good drive off there. Oh, rip P3! That was a big hit. You just land funny off the bump. That's a big oof. Had they not tested on full fuel or something and set the car too low? Alright, come on, Mr. Leader. It's me v you. 5-second gap behind now. Sort your shit out. You've made too many mistakes. Can you do a little bit of research for me? Can you find out if this is the guy that set the pole lap or if it's his teammate? There's a lot of solos, so I assume it is the guy, but... Fair enough. He must not like the pressure then. Cheers, Ben. If you need to run for a second, that's obviously fine. Oh, get the nose in, Jam. They've got a very low downforce setup. Alright. Awesome. I just had a... Oh, okay. I just had a kind of depressing but amusing thought. I was talking about messing around with the setup earlier. One of the ideas I thought of was to add a click of rear wing, because of how sort of tail happy it can be when I'm overdriving the car, as I always do. But if we're already giving up straight line speed to the likes of this BMW in front, yeah. Yeah, so good. So it's just me and this guy in pretty much isolation at the moment. So oh, fucking brain fart. Oh, he's gone deep. That's a mistake. He's lucky I just made him. It's a good job I made that mistake, actually, else I would have been right in the way as he rejoined. As it was, I'm in prime position to get a nice toe up the hill again. He's really quick through the section that leads up to sort of miss-hit-miss. But between there and the actual uphill run, he's not very good. At least that's the trend based on 2 laps so far. I mean, we're not running a lot on the rear wing. I would be pretty confident in saying he's definitely on minimum. That's the plan. Alright, see if I can work out what he did here last time. Brakes earlier than I expect, gets the car turned in better, and on the throttle, whereas I'm still bouncing around off the friggin' apex curb. So yeah, the reference here, this fence on the right, that's where you brake for this one, down 1 gear. And then there's another fence on the right, and as that finishes, you brake again, down 1 more gear. Oh, that was bad. Still not confident round that corner. You can be flat through the first part of it, but I was sort of intending to be there and put off by the fact that he wasn't. Which just messed me up for the whole run, really. I've gained about 6Ks in the time, I think. Thanks for the heads up. I'm just flick my relative back so I can see if they come out or not. It's not saying there's any of them in the pits, so I think they're already back out, no? Maybe they're still towing. So they didn't even have the grayed out name, so they weren't even actually in the pits. How did this guy do a 33 in quali if he's done a 38 first race flying lap? Even so, if you're good enough to get into the 33s, the fuel genuinely doesn't make that much of a difference. So I've dropped off by 1.6, and honestly that's kind of because he's holding me up in places. Some of it's probably a little bit of fuel related as well, but I guess my fuel related issues are being offset by the draft, where it's like dragging it up the hill. Yeah, especially considering downforce as well. Got more downforce than him. So we'll see. I was only expecting to do 7, but if the draft means I can do 8, that'd be nice. That's better. I know you need a little lift through there, but I always lift too much. And then turn in too harsh for the second apex and scrub even more speed, but that was nicer. Yeah. That's one of the other little reasons I'm pretty confident he's on min-aero. Yeah, the fact that he's been doing it sort of has given me license to do it, because I'm just a little bit more comfortable with the dab of the brakes as well. Brilliant. Can you do a little bit of investigation for me? Can you find out what happened to the other guy that qualified ahead of me? Just out of curiosity. I know the BMW sent it off, but I don't even know who the other guy was. I think it was an Aston. Oh, okay. Okay. Shifted up too early again. All wrong through there, Jam. Come on, you're better than that. This is where the I need a voiceover guy. He was not better than that. Oh, the BMW that sent it off. Yeah, I presume they towed and used their fast repair. Right. I need to be correct in my assumption that I'm quicker between here and the straight. I'll drop back a little bit. Cheers. You can throttle out of it so much earlier than I have been. That should be somewhere I'm better with the higher downforce, but oh well. It's only a 10th. I'm still in the tow. Oh, the amount of weaving I was seeing from like everyone in the race earlier was terrifying. Oh, too far to the left. Yeah, I'm not making 5 more laps. I'm only on 4.7. Seriously, his lap time was half a 10th quicker than me. To be fair, I'd probably be with them if it wasn't for the draft of this guy. It's really saving me. I don't even know how much it's going to be worth with the higher aero that he's dragging me all the way down the straight, all the way up the hill, and all the little places in between. Yeah, he's making little ones. Maybe. I was honestly thinking that even before the guy in third crashed. If I could have just used this guy to tow me away from him, I'd happily sit behind him the whole time. Oh, that was early. Not him, me on the downshift. Really got to time your downshifts on this thing. Really unsettles the car otherwise sometimes. Typically your last one needs to be quite late, I've found. And it was just a bit early that time, which is what I was referring to. Stubbed my toe on the brakes there, I don't know what I was thinking. So even with a stab on the brakes into there, you still carry so much more speed round the left-hander because of the aero. All German in a German car, at a German track. And a Red Bull livery? What are they thinking? Problem is, I see Red Bull and I always think Red Bull F1, but I know they do a lot of other sponsoring in motorsport and elsewhere. I mean, they're kind of half back a little bit because SVG is still personally sponsored by them on his helmet. Yeah. He did. That's a random little fact that is in the back of my brain somewhere. I don't think I could have brought it and offered it, but I can confirm it when I hear it because it sounds right. That's not the first time he's been bad through there, so I thought I'd really just put the pressure on in the areas I know he's weak, even if it's going to cost me a little bit down here. When you said go on. Yeah. Yeah. When you said about keeping the pressure on, try and make him make a mistake, I was thinking there's a couple of places where I am a bit quicker. If I can pile on the pressure, particularly in those places, it might force him to try and overdrive in those places to keep me back. Good. What are you doing over there, mate? Racetrack goes this way. Hey, look how much tighter I can keep my car than you. Me too, this is great fun. Underrated satisfaction when you're driving is even if you've got no intention of passing someone, if you're right up behind them and you've got a bit of overspeed, rather than like going for the half-hearted move, just dance around in their mirrors. Oh dear. Brilliant. really early. Man, he brakes so early for that one. I hate that mini one. Yeah, I know. Well, the guy behind us is taking chunks out of us at the moment on the relative. How the fuck? I'm sure it was 16.5 last time I looked down. It's now 15.0. Man's running ultra high aero. God damn that Beamer. 0.4 away in the draft. I can't even bump draft him from there, let alone... Oh. So, 4 laps would be 55 litres, so I'd need to save 5 litres. Woohoo! Cheers. And that's really good pacing, clean air. So in the split I was in this morning, that was like the average pace across the field. The mid-pack group were all within like the start of the race and the middle stint when I was spectating around, like the group in the middle over the space of 4 laps, 5 laps, every single one of them did a 37 every time, bar like the odd 36 or 38. Oh dear God. He defended really early, so I just lifted off the fuel save and then just completely messed up the corner because the references are thrown off. Come back, I want my draft. I can tell. Alright. Yeah, I know. I was just going to say I'm not going to break this time. Try and maximise closing in. That's quite funny. It is scary, especially when you touch the inside curb. Just wanted to be like a millisecond later on the turn in. Yeah, so I haven't had the best luck with the mistake at the chicane. Yeah, Otherwise, I wouldn't be in his draft today. So. I saw the gap went up to 0.9, and I know he's quick through that bit. So I want my draft back for the hill. That isn't. He doesn't seem to be the quickest through the right-hander that leads up the hill, though. I think that's partly just because aero. But I can attack it more and carry the speed out better. Just like that. Turns in so much later and still gets the exit at the same point as me, despite him trying to slingshot. Oh, this is much closer. Alright, no mistakes through here, Mr. Red Bull. Gap's gone up to the car behind again. I love all the curbs. Fucking hell, I nearly put the bumper on him there. He takes the kind of conventional easy line round there and doesn't slow down enough to attack the curb on the left, which sets you straighter for the one on the right. Oh, I don't like being this close through here. Sixth gear is my friend. Do you want to kill momentum without lifting? Have you tried sixth gear? Oh. Yeah. And how short first and second are as well. It's just like for pulling away at the lines slowly. Yeah, I was trying to follow it through the second half. Oh. Come on! It's been 0.3 the entire straight! Come on, come on, come on, come on! 0.2! one of the reasons I don't want to try and overtake him is because if I do, he hasn't even got to be within slipstream on the back straight. If he's within 2 seconds, he'll get me. Bastard. Oh, it's about to get even spicier. I see a Yota. Come on, my guy. Right, don't lift off to save fuel into the chicane this time, because you're not fuel saving, it's not worth it. It just fucks up your references. Yeah. Really? Okay, so yeah, I'm pitting at the end of 7, which is what I thought. So if we slightly underfuel the car by 10 litres from max, then you can do 7 as well, and then I'll do 7, and then you can do 7. Should have seen the wheel dancing in my hands there. That's not what I wanted. Dude, look at the curb. Use it. Oh, he's had to tap the brakes! Oh, I'm still not really close enough. Okay. If he hadn't moved back to the right slightly there, I might have had a sniff. Less than that. Less than that. That's full fuel. Yeah, I know. I'll set it when we get to the uphill. As long as you set the rest. British man in British car takes on the Germans at Nordschleifer. There you go, that's 10 litres less than max, and I think it's like 14 per lap, so we're not underfueling too much. Yeah, you're coming in to save me after the battle's already started. Alright. Nice. Boy, it's got dark. Yeah, not all these cars are rain enabled, are they? As I was told earlier. Well, there you go. It would be pretty mean to make it rain. Yeah. I do. Cool. I do have some bad news for you though, Benjamin. I think you're going to have to deal with the majority of the Toyota traffic. Oh, he's getting bold. He didn't tap his brakes that time. Just went for the lift. I didn't think he could do that with his higher speed and lower aero. He had me tapping the brakes because of the increased speed from the draft. Oh, shitting hell. That was a big hit. I followed him out early. Yeah, and various places. Fuck's sake. I throttled up because he did. One of the few places where I can't see anything and just trusting him. It was a big hit, but the car feels mostly okay, but... Oh, no, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it's lost pace, but it's not driving nice. Might be worth using the quick repair because wheel damage. That's really annoying. Sorry about that. Did not want to have to use that up that early. Still going to try and stick it out to the end of the next lap, though. It's not that bad. Yeah. Well, it's up to you, but it's not driving like it should. Oh, we did not. I kind of figured we'd alternate, but... Hooray! So that's all I lost to the car in front, really, is about a second. Oh, it doesn't like turning right that quickly. Shit. I was trying to really push it into there to get the draft back, but... So there are. I've lost something like 0.7 on the dotting hair to the Beamer with no draft. Come on, get round the corner. Yeah, something's definitely up with the front right. It's definitely not driving right. Yeah. Brilliant. I've gotten so used to just reacting to the guy in front, I've forgotten all my own references. Yeah, it's pretty steady to the leader, I think. It's clawing away, but I kind of expect that. I think I've got a little bit of aero damage as well, which makes the straight line speed even worse, obviously. And he just loves understeering on exit now. Definitely not because I'm just driving the car in too hard. Yeah, there's no point even shifting to 6th. It's definitely a bit down on the straight, even relative to itself with no damage. And that's just lost over half a second up the hill to the Beamer. The rear? Okay. I didn't realise I swung round and hit it on the rear. Yep. Come on, make it round the corner, make it round the corner. Yes. I'm only a second down on my best at the start of the straight. Although it's now 1.3 already. 1.4. 1.5. 1.6. 1.7. And it's evening out down the hill. Cheers, man. Shit. I was a little over. with any luck, the 10 litres with less we're taking might even get you out with him. Yep, everyone's going to be boxing this lap. I'll shout if anyone's in the fast lane as you exit. Otherwise, just full commit. Looks pretty empty at the moment. Can you go? There's a Porsche coming in on your outside, pass fast lane, clear. Oh, look at that. Yes. No pressure. You haven't got, don't worry about sticking with him, because if you overdrive and just crash because you're trying to stick with him, don't worry about it. Just keep it clean. We got a nice big gap behind. What was a yellow flag for? Oh. There was a car on your left, just rejoining on the exit, like on the way to turn 2. So, no rushing early. Just settle in. Yeah, the estimated fuel usage is definitely a lot less than we actually seem to be using. So, 7 times 14. So even if you use 14 litres a lap, we've got 3.5 to spare. So I'm just going to come in and do that for the next one. It's all good. Just put the tyres back. You have a GT behind you. I don't know why they're there. I'll investigate in a second. Okay, the car behind you hasn't pit. Last 2 laps running low 40s, 44 and 42. But yeah, he hasn't pit. So hopefully he won't go gung-ho. And remember, the track position we like is on the track. So if he does get feisty, we don't mind letting him go at the expense of a bit of time. You're doing really well so far, sticking with the guy ahead. Keep it up. The guy behind does seem to be a little quicker than the pair of you, but has to pit at the end of this lap, and he's obviously well warmed up after doing 7 already. Oh dear God. My computer's not happy. What's going on? That wasn't terrifying at all. It started flickering to black. So you're in a great spot. Long uphill run coming shortly. We love that draft. Which should make the beamer behind not challenge you up the hill. He's also just made a little mistake, so bit of breathing room. Oh, he's just done it worse. So he's still in the draft. We know their car's slower around this next corner. Nice and smooth. Okay, the beamer's going to be challenging you. Stay left. He's lifting off. He's lifting off. He's sitting behind you. Oh yeah, he does. That doesn't look super healthy, but he definitely lifted off to avoid challenging you, which is nice. So right on the edge of the draft. So you're doing a really good job sticking pace with this guy. Hopefully you can get back in for the straight, but yeah, not the end of the world if we don't. You just got good pace. I think the car in... Oh, let's see, who was the car in third? I don't actually know. Lovely late exit from the carousel. That's what we want to see, not stupid stuff like what I did. You've still got at least a lap's worth of clean air, or a lap's worth of time, if not two, before the GT3s start coming around. Guy behind's really falling back through these technical bits. You're much quicker when you're hitting the apexes. This is really interesting. I can't believe that car in front has got two drivers basically the same pace as you and me. Who'd have thought it? 41k? Yeah. It's alright. I assume our I ratings are all kind of similar as well. Is the gist of it. Brilliant. So you keep that concentration up. Keep it flat through there if you can. Should be easy done. I don't know if you were or not. I'm riding behind you. Maybe. Oh, that was a bit late on the brakes. Okay. Yeah. So it just puts you out of position a little bit for that next corner. You're going to be braking in line with the fence on the right both times. First one as you hit it, second one as it finishes. Still clear. This guy's sitting behind. So you can just about see the first or the next of the GR86s up there. There's also one in the pits at the moment, and you will probably get 5 of them between now and this time next lap. So plenty of time for mistakes to be made and time to be gained. Alright. Not that there really was anyway, but there's now 0 pressure from behind because the guy's pit. So eyes forward, keep it clean. You're doing a great job. Cheeky. That's what you get for trying to cut the course. Oh, that's wide from the guy in front. You're really hovering on the edge of that draft range. Just not quite there at the right time. Keep it up, mate. You're doing a great job. Still there, and clear. There we go. Using those curbs. Nicely done. Much better through there. Alright, show off. We don't need to win Formula Drift while we're here as well. Oh, are you good chasing this guy if I go get a drink? Awesome. Back in a few. Come on, Ben. Get that draft, boy. Get that draft. Slipstream. Oh. I did not. I've literally just got back and seen that you're in the draft. Or are you in the draft? Are you close enough in the draft? Brilliant. I'm gonna... It really is. I know. Oh, imagine if we get them again later in round 2, round 3, whatever. Everyone keep their iRatings the same. Not allowed to change. Why am I on ×4? Where was the peak? Is that the peak? After Rebel Tree. I can never remember exactly where Rebel Tree is, track-wise, but I always know it when I see it. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, he's going defensive. Oh, and then he braked in the middle of the road for a corner that you don't need to brake for. Oh, Ben has a look. Oh. Big toe up the hill. Oh, you missed the carousel a little bit, that's why you dropped back. Not that it cost you in the long run, because as soon as you got past the GR86, you was basically back on him anyway. Oh, someone had a spin coming onto the Nordschleife. Oh, and that's caught up to you live, so let's go back and have a look, see what happened. Oh, I was going to say it was 2 GR86s that came together. No, one spun and the other avoided. Oh, that was a big hit to the wall. I've just watched my crash back. It was annoying as well, because I actually I was on a better line than him through the carousel. He had his wheels on the inside and I didn't. Oh well. Whilst I was off getting my drink, I had a brief thought about strategy. It's kind of I think we're in a kind of a bluff double bluff situation, so you'll have to let me know what you think, but I understand that thinking is hard when you're driving around here. presumably, their plan is to alternate as we discussed. But if that does happen, I fear the most likely thing is we're just going to sit here behind them the whole race. So it's risk versus reward, of course. But I was thinking, if you wanted to double, and I finished, if you're in with their quicker guy, I've then got to close the gap back up that you would lose. But if I can, that's the most likely situation in where we might be able to make a pass. Conversely, if they see us do that with you in the next stint, and they are planning to alternate, if they really, really want to win, they could just leave their quicker guy in for 3 stints. I mean, they could do that anyway. Lovely move, using all of the track and a little bit more. That's what you got to do. Yeah, that's fair. That's what the instant limit's for. So yeah, I'm probably just overthinking the strategy. I love to overthink things, but I don't know. Maybe think it over when you're on the dotting her. You can have a bit of a holiday down there, and then get back to me with a written email. That was a lovely line through there that time, Ben. Even with the wheel on the grass, we don't care about that. That's fine. When you're jumping around looking at replays and other cars and stuff, and you're using the fast forward, and then you just go back to watching live, the cars look so slow! Yeah, if you keep it pinned on the way into there, you can turn in a fraction later and not touch the inside curb. That was nice through there. Could have used a bit more road on entry, but pretty good. Again, just keeping you off the inside curbs a bit more if you do that. But you're doing solid work chasing the guy down. Still in that draft range. Good corner here. So you can definitely use a bit more of the track in the middle. Carry a bit more speed there. But you're still nicely in the draft. Where are these GT3s, man? First one is a minute and 12 behind. So you're good for another lap. And then hopefully he'll get you on the GP section next time round. So, fair. I was getting a bit sweaty, so I don't blame you if you don't want to double. So the other aspect is, oh well, I'll let you do the hard bit first. So as much as this is as a short enduro at 4 hours, it is still 4 hours, and we're not halfway yet. So a lot can happen in an endurance race. Yeah, an awful lot can happen. So just stick to the plan. Do what we do. Let's do what we do and see what they do, and then we finish where we finish. Yep, and it usually does. Ow! Just putting my phone down, smack my finger on the corner of my little table. This is why I should have spent an extortionate amount of money getting a keyboard swivel arm thing that attaches to the rig. Because it's definitely worthwhile at like 90 quid for a couple of bits of metal. It would be cool to have a keyboard tray on a swivel arm and a mounted mouse mat and stuff, but I have a little table next to me that does basically the same job. So, as much as it would be cool, I'm not spending 200 quid to just do that. Oh, I have a fun dilemma at the moment. That's a bit further reaching than just fun sim racing stuff, but it does involve some fun sim racing stuff. I've managed to accidentally overpay my credit card bill, so there's just positive balance sat there, and you can't just trade it out the account back into my debit card. So I use my credit card for iRacing purchases because it doesn't charge the non-sterling transaction fee, which everything else does. So I've got money sat in the account which I use to buy iRacing stuff. Now do you see my dilemma? Because I've only just bought some iRacing stuff at the start of the season. But more iRacing stuff. So I've jumped. Yeah. There's a couple of places where the aero seems to make more of a difference than other places that you would also expect it to. That's one of them. The couple of corners before the mini carousel is another. But then places like that, where you'd think sending it over that left-hand curb, as much as you have closed in, I think that's just because you've done it quicker than him that time. It hasn't really affected as much. What a run through that section, Benjamin! Come on! As the American, just do the NASCAR thing and put the bumper to him. I was joking! Bloody hell, that was close. Can I do, is there a bumper cam? Left front suspension. No, you can't really see from there. Oh, nose. That's what I want. You can really see that big pixelated logo there. That's another one of those corners where they're quite slow. Oh, do you mean the pixelated logo? That's because I turned down every setting I could to minimum. Because I was trying to improve my frames per second. I noticed at Sebring that when it was dark, and especially in the rain... Well, actually, it wasn't so bad in the rain at the start. But especially in the transition to darkness, when it's in that kind of changeover period, my frames per second was dropping to like 40 and I was getting stutters. And honestly, even on the absolute lowest settings, iRacing is a pretty good looking game. You don't have to, don't look too closely at the 2D trees and stuff, but when you're driving, you don't look at that stuff anyway. Yeah. So there. Is that the same guy that's been in the whole race? No, it's not. I mean, the guy behind's last two laps have been a 40.7 and a 41.9, so he's only just catching you. And so the driver they had in first, he ran 3 consecutive 37.5s. That's serious consistency round here. He didn't have the greatest start, which is why he dropped off from me and the leader. And me and the leader would, well, I did 3 laps in the 36s, all faster, and he did 4. I lost out when I made that mistake. So yeah, their quicker guy isn't quite as quick, but their faster guy. Wait, their first guy isn't quite as quick, but their second guy is a little bit quicker. This is really interesting. He's in an Aston as well. Where's my... I'm being stupid. I'm looking around for a control button and it's literally on my wheel in front of me. There we go. Keep it pinned. Send it over the curbs. We're not scared of you. That one we're a bit scared of. Nice save. Nice save. Very nice save. Yeah, I don't know if he was looking to be in his right-hand mirror, but the right-hand corner that you have to brake for through there, you was very much on the inside of the track, and you really want to be right over on the outside. Just puts you offline for the left-hand corner as well. But interestingly, this actually helps with what I wanted to look at. Because the guy behind's in an Aston as well, I want to see what wing he's running. So because you don't have a draft, I can now do a direct comparison. 49 down to 48. Have you got a draft? You might have had a little bit of draft, or the car behind's running higher wing, because he's 5k's slower than us top end as we were going up the hill. You hit 249, and then it dropped to 248 as you were going up the hill, and he hit 245, and it dropped to 244. So yeah, 4k's, what's that? 2 miles an hour? 41.9, you just matched what he did last lap. Although this lap he's done a 37.5? Do you mind? This could get interesting. I feel what you got. 52. So I think we're looking at 4 laps. Oh shit. Ooh. Guy behind is not consistent. He's just had a bit of a nearly spin. Just down at the hairpin. That wasn't licensed for you to have a nearly spin. All good. I want to see if I can see something. Oh, no, don't do that again. first GT3 is now 7 seconds behind. He's just coming up to the guy behind you. It's nice and easy on the downhill. Faster traffic now 2.5. Two seconds. Now 1 second. Hopefully he'll get you on after this corner. He'll probably wait till after the next one and go up the hill. Yeah, can't you? Ooh! He was scared there. Well held. How has he put in a message saying question mark, question mark, question mark to fuck? You're driving! I hate people that send messages like that. Like, what is he mad about? He wasn't going to get you round the outside into the previous corner. So, although you weren't, because you'd run wide in the previous corner, you weren't over at the left early, he was never going to go around the outside. And you got a bit loose on the curb. It happens. Like, what is he moaning about? People make mistakes. Shocker. It wasn't exactly a big mistake. If he'd given you more room on the exit, he'd have been fine anyway. It's not exactly we're not exactly at Silverstone or Sebring. There's not tons of room you can use, so use all the room you can, and he didn't. Sorry, I'm ranting. You're fine. I shouldn't sit here and rant. Although you've done that a few times, so you do really want to work on braking a bit earlier. So, faster traffic, next car, 6 seconds. Bit of breathing room. Car okay? Yeah. It's alright. Just refocus. It'll be fine. Good. There's a little bit of left rear fender damage that I can see, but... Oh! Dude! Great save. Alright, that guy in that Aston's pretty quick. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yeah, not exactly angled. He's coming away from the curb slightly, but he couldn't really have stayed much further to the right, to be fair to him. driving towards him, expecting him to drive to the right as well. It was kind of a meeting in the middle. Can I stop pressing the wrong buttons? That'd be lovely. Looking at 3. 13, although it's going to be tighter on fuel than I've liked, so sorry about that. I'll keep you updated. We're looking at... I've done the conversion. We're using about 3.5 gallon a lap. Yeah, it's literally like 3.51, 3.52-ish. It's going to be really tight, so you might want to try and do a little bit of lift and coast if you can. Apologies for underdoing the maths on that. It's because I was booted up Garage 61 just to look at my first stint. I was saving more than I realised early on with the draft. Although, even at the higher rate, I don't understand. Alright, you got less than a second to 1 GT3. You might look to send it. He's going to stay back. It should get you on exit. Car right. You've now got 15 seconds of clear air, but then there are 3 reasonably close together. Okay, so even at my highest fuel usage lap, you should be good to get to the pits in 3 laps time. Like, it's a matter of 0.1 of a litre over. Which is obviously nothing. Good. So it might feel okay. That's no excuse to go rallying. Just because it feels good doesn't. I know they did do one of these as a road rally car, but not with this tune. I'll set up. So the guy in front of you and the Red Bull BMW ran 40.7 on the last lap. Oh, the BMW! The leader's been taken out! Caution round this corner. Okay, yeah, he's stationary on the right. Watch it, he's looking to reverse onto the track. There he is. He was straight up rear-ended by a GT3. I caught it live. front of their car looks... Ooh. Not too dreadful. Yeah. That's alright. I didn't give you one. Well, I used up the fast repair. You remember the front end of the car that was behind me behind you for all of the lap when you came out? The Red Bull car looks marginally worse than that, but not too much worse. Stay left. No more for the time being. There's another GT4 that's starting to catch as well. Last lap 39.9. He's basically in the draft of the Beamer now. What a lap for the 25 car. Third to first with very little effort. So as long as there's no wheel damage, the car's fine. Nicely done. GT4s side by side behind you. Oh, the Red Bull car's been pushed off the road again. Oh, he's saved it this time. So the car behind is now a red and white Aston. He's on a bit of a charge. And he's aggressive. So GT3 just coming up to the back of this little train. That's alright. He'll be fine. Faster traffic now, 2 cars back. He's looking to make a move on the Aston behind you. He's waiting for now. Still being held up by the car behind. Oh, he's still being held up. He doesn't want to commit. Oh, he still doesn't. You don't want to go there, mate. Right, he's now on the right-hand side of the car behind you. He's a very patient GT3. Oh, he says. He was looking for the dive there, wasn't he? Fucking hell. And squeezes you on exit as well. I think you took the aggression deserved of the car behind. Oh, GT3 behind you, on your right. Sorry, I was too focused on that first one. Yeah, I think you had the frustration taken out on you that was deserved for the car behind. Alright. This guy's very much in the draft behind you. This guy has been in since the start, peaking at a 38.5, mostly running around about an 840. There's a GT3 coming up behind you as well. He's in your draft. I hope he's not going to make it 3 wide. I don't know where he's going to go. He might... No, okay. He's on your left, car left. Got another GT3 behind now. No, he's boxing. So is the Red Bull car that's in our class. There's a lot of GT3s, a lot of cars in general boxing at the moment, actually. forgot to check your fuel as you went past the pits. 13. Yeah, it's gonna be tight but doable, or tight but probably fine, even without fuel saving. Okay, so you've got a faster traffic that's just come out the pits behind you. You're going to look to your inside here. That's interesting. That's an RSR GT3, isn't it? It's not a Porsche Supercar. Car in front, last lap time 43.5. You can do that, so go get him if you can. Or stick with him if you can, would be nice. Use that lovely, lovely draft, save a bit of fuel that we need without trying. That's all right. We like those kinds of off tracks because it genuinely gains you time, and we didn't get a slowdown. So wait, I've hurt myself in confusion. Why have you still got 2 more laps? You're going to do 8 laps, not 7, that I thought. Even without a full tank of fuel in. That's why it's tight. Clearly. It's all good. Now that changes the plan. I'm going to go back up to a full tank for myself, and I'll try and stretch to 8 as well. Even if I have to fuel save a little bit. Because I was pretty close, even with having to do the formation half sector. 2 laps in a row, Ben. You've got to learn. I know the car can go without braking through there, but braking is nice. Oh, fair play. That time. So yeah, you're going to go to the end of 15. So I did 7, you do 8. If I do 8 as well, you'll do 7? Does that add up? No, you'll do 6. Which makes it even for the race. So the leader only ran a 42.1 that last lap. P2 was a 43.5. I know it's mentally and physically draining, but you've got the focus, you've got the pace. You can match these guys. Just gotta keep it on the black stuff. Just don't push too hard. You don't need to push too hard to match these guys. So just take your cautious lines and keep it smooth, and you'll do well. Faster traffic now 10 seconds, no one in between you. It's a GT3, even though it's a Porsche, it is a GT3. Shifted a little early there. Now 4 seconds to faster traffic. Oh, he's just made a mistake. Now 2.5. He's not exactly driving up to the back of you as quickly as I thought. 2 seconds now. Oh, and he's chucked it off. Oh, he's just about saved it. It's back up to now 3.5 seconds. Back down to 3. Should just get you nicely on the straight. With any luck, you will have 3 cars passing you on the straight. Yeah, there's 3 of them. They're all Porsches, they're all GT3s, and they're all going to get you on the straight. What for? Don't worry about it. Just keep it smooth. Keep it on the keep it on the black stuff. That's the first one. That's the second one. That's the third one. Now go for the draft. Well, I mean, they're kind of 3 wide in front of you, so you can't not get draft, but... Gap's only gone up 2 seconds. There you go. We've got a lap. We've already got a lap's worth of advantage on the leader, so we'll gain through a shorter stop at the end. Hopefully, we'll extend that by another lap in the next stint. You are pitting this time by. Yep. Next time you get to the pit, you're pitting. And no fuel save should be necessary. Yeah, no, I don't. It's the numbers. I just haven't got my head around the numbers. So it's round 1. It's basically an extended test session for the rest of the series. I think you're the leader, mate. First time we've led all day. As did the car behind you? The next car in class is 42 seconds back. You do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, maybe 7 GT3s will get you this lap. A couple of them, the first 4 are all quite close together. I'll keep you updated. Pericles said, "Yo, let's go! Let's go, Ben." Am I saying that right? Pericles. Awesome. Yeah, I know who Pericles is. Well, I know the name anyway. Can't say we're intimately acquainted. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. So oh, where are you? I've lost you. Literally, my cursor's on it. Interesting development for you. The Red Bull car have put their first driver back in, I think, a lap early, pitting due to the damage. So the second guy only did 6 laps on his stint, which still puts them roughly similar strategy to us, just in a different order. But it'll be interesting to see if they leave him in 4 more laps to try and make up for it. So he could do another 8 again. Or if he could do 8 again. Well, he could do 8, he did 7 last time, which would put him on the majority slightly, just 15 to 13. So only gives them a 1 lap advantage over us. And they lost a lot more than that through their damage. So it should be interesting. Should be really interesting. Yeah, but we don't need it. Car's not that bad. It's a little bit of cosmetic damage. Might cost us a little bit on the straights, but it's not gonna do anything serious. I mean, the front of the car looks completely clean. Maybe a little bit on the front left fender. Okay, I can see the GT3s behind you now. They're starting to come. Yeah, it's just a little bit of left side fender damage. There are 2 cars together chasing you. Should get you on the exit of this corner, first one at least. On the way down to the next corner, pick a side. He's looking left. He's looked left and not gone left. I hate it when they do that. They are nose to tail behind you. 1 right. Second 1 right. I really hate it when they do that. He'd look to the left. Why not commit to the left? He's made you. He's looked and you've opened the gap for him, and then he's like, nah. Next one, 1 second. Should be easy up the hill. Just pick your side. He's right. Car right. Next one, 1.5. Might get you up the hill. Yeah, he will. Just pick your side again. He's probably going to go on your left here. He's on your left. Oh, dear God, man. Hold the brake, hold the brake. Right, go, 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 go. Turn, you're... Oh, fuck. No, forwards and right as hard as you can. Sorry, that was a bad call from me. I've lost track of where we are. Wait. Now reverse. More. Forward and right. Forward and right, still time. Hard right, you should make that corner. There we go. I'm just looking back. I was on board with him, and he bounced off the inside curb, but you definitely could have given him more room. Just one of those incidents, really. Yeah, I think it's probably on you, majority, for pinching him a bit, but it's not like you turned into him. I don't know, when I was telling you to reverse the very first time, and you got clipped, the dude's avoiding you on the grass when the majority of the centre of the track is open. I think he'd just run wide out the previous corner anyway. Does the car feel alright? Because it does look like we've got diffuser damage now. The worst part about that is the guy that avoided behind and clipped you probably gave you more damage than the incident itself. Well, apart from the Porsche. Yeah. So That's the side that already had a bit of damage anyway. Is the spotter saying wheel damage? It looks like the left rear might be. Okay, that's just because of the... Oh, it's just because of how much the body damage has come in. I can see it now. It's a shame you were so good on fuel, otherwise you'd have been in the pits by now. Typical, isn't it? That's right, we can always sit and wait for a bit of repairs. GT3 Merc. Oh, this is the silver beamer that was behind you at the start of your stint. So I'm assuming he'll slipstream past. Yeah, he might pit this lap. He might pit next lap. You've got 11 seconds back to the next car. It is a GT3, but he's not going to catch you that quickly, so clear to pit entry. Have you done a practice pit? Awesome. Oh, shit, I should get my gloves on. That's alright, it's like, what, 45 seconds stationary to fill up the car? Yeah, so he boxed a lap later than us. So they're going for the 888, I guess. And then they can do a really short splash and dash. Well, that's not too bad. That's right. I think that's how I had it. Did I have it on 5 or did I have it on 4? Was it on 5? Tyres are about what you'd expect. Just waiting on fuel. Oh, why don't you tell me I could go, you dick? Why doesn't the lollipop man do his job if you're doing a driver swap? It's infuriating. I haven't lost a lot of time there, but there was time lost that we needn't have. Feels better now than when I handed it over. I was chattering then. Not yielding before miss hit miss. Pretty suicidal to pass through that. There you go, if he's got the pace he can do me here, if not he can wait. That doesn't surprise me. Squeezing through the gap off track as you're closing the gap because you're trying to get off track. Yeah. Was he already running wide at the corner? Yeah. Clearly didn't really pay attention to the yellow flags that had just been thrown then. Or was it too close to really react to those? Do you reckon? Oh. Yeah. I don't know why he's sent it up the inside there again so half-heartedly. I would have thought he could have... Oh, it's a pretty quick corner though, isn't it? You can't really send it in and do it on the brakes. I don't know. He was probably expecting you to back out more on exit rather than be side-by-side mid-corner. Oh, that's exactly what I did earlier. Fuck. That was dumb. Friggin' TC bug when you're trying to get moving. I should have just flicked it off and done a spin turn. Fucking hindsight. Yeah. It's just annoying, that's exactly the same mistake I made this morning. I don't even know exactly how I made it. I didn't go too hot into there. I was thinking that I could have taken more speed through the previous two corners. Have you seen the... I can't remember if it was a meme or a gif or something that was going round after Sebring. It's... I don't think it was actually the Gordon Ramsay one, but it makes me think of the Gordon Ramsay one. It's like, my teammate, when they make a mistake, it's okay, long race, no worries, just keep going. Me, when I make a mistake, you fucking donkey! I am very much a fucking donkey right now. Stupid. Clean air, I was catching the car ahead. Nah, you didn't completely balls it up all on your own. Can I take the ABS down? I'm gonna blame the ABS. I must have had it on 4, not 5 earlier. Oh, that's terrible. Oh! Yeah, it doesn't help that I've now damaged the rear end even more because I didn't hold the brakes well enough to avoid the wall. Which I did do this morning, at least. Oh, jeez. We're really down on the straight. Like, 15 Ks. on what you were doing when I checked against you earlier. I've just been jump scared by my own wipers. I was not expecting that. Don't do that mid corner. Is the 22 that silver BMW? Yeah, car behind us. Cool. Wasn't expecting you to be quite so slow there, but that's because you compromised your exit. Everything's fine. Fucking hell. That was a heart in mouth moment. Yeah. It was going too well too early on. Yeah. So it's what, 2 weeks off, and then is it 3 weeks time today? Yeah, so 3 weeks. What? 24. It's in Europe. Go on, just go. Because otherwise you're going to sat behind me right up until after I miss hit miss, and I did that last time, it wasn't fun. It's hard to tell. I'm not really feeling great in my driving at the moment. So, problem is, mine was probably 9 minutes. No, I know. I did say when I first came out of the pits that it felt better than when I gave it to you, because I gave it to you with a bit of wheel damage, but yeah, I'm so slow up the hill that is almost flat out. I'm losing 7 Ks. Problem is, for a bit of aero damage like that, it's just not worth spending 2 minutes stationary to fix it, but it's still painful. Yeah, I know. I remember that one being the 29. I spent long enough sat behind its bumper looking at it. So I think it would have been close on the undercut before your spin and before my spin. Three seconds should get me on the straight, I think. '22's catching me. $235. Oh, that's 10 Ks down, if not more. Yeah, car in front's putting. Oh, that was a little bit too much curb. It's the first time I've really hit the curb properly all race. I keep trying to. 45.9, is that all? I know I got held up by a Toyota for a little bit, but I spotted him coming onto the GP. I knew he'd get me here. They're just not that quick through the first section of the GP because it's all technical. Not when it's technical. They've basically got the cornering of a GT4 and the straight line of a GT3. Probably could have done that flat on entry with the amount of extra drag. I'd say the car is probably giving up about 5 seconds of pace at the moment. Another 2 without the draft, another 2 on me. That sort of takes me back to what I was doing first stint. Ooh, that's what I mean about the old Forza limits. How was that not an off track? It wasn't. Nothing popped up on my screen. Still on 27. I took one at the chicane at the end of the GP loop. Brilliant. Yeah. Brilliant. So, nice. My one that will always stick with me because it was my first sort of big event was Petit Le Mans last year. I was running it with a guy from 4X that we just sort of been chucked together. He was like 1.0k and I think I was 2.0 at the time. So it was a pretty big disparity, and it was genuinely like he was in the bottom 3 slowest drivers on track all day, and I was in the top 3. And there was this team that sent us a message while he was driving saying, "What are you doing? Don't fight us." I'm like, I watched back the replay. They were catching towards the final chicane at Road Atlanta, but they weren't close enough to do it there. So you're not going to let someone through at the final corner. They still weren't close enough going into turn 1 to be given room. Like, you're not just going to pull over and let them pass when they haven't got an overlap. So realistically, they were looking at being held up down the S's. Like, even if Danny had backed off really early and got them at the chicane, that's still only like 2 corners. But as it was, Danny made a little bit of mistake at the top of turn 1, approaching turn 2, and they slipped by. And it cost them all of like, I think I looked, and it was like 2 seconds slower than their best, based on both laps. So I had a bit of back and forth with them, I was like, well, you're not just going to jump out your way. We didn't hold you up that much, and you slipped past when we made a mistake. What on earth are you moaning about? And I can't remember exactly what they said, but I was like, we've got. They were very high and mighty, high horse, like, get out of our way. You're not in the same race as us. And I was like, we are literally in the same race as you. Just because you're a lap ahead doesn't give you any extra right to the same tarmac that we're on. Anyway, they were quite arsey about it. So I had a proper back and forth, and I was very defensive, and they were very arsey. And when I got in the car, I was quicker than them. and then they were behind us for position after they made a mistake and lost a lap. Sorry, you're about to tell me something. 5-6 seconds back to the car behind. Yeah, he's not called me this lap like he did last lap. Oh, it is so hard in traffic because you just don't. It's narrow, and the racing line constantly swaps sides of the track. So you don't know if you're being left a gap or if they're just drifting out or what. There we go, that's how we do that corner. I should just go on the straight again, thankfully. Hey! It's a little slidey. Oh, pretty much. I think I've sort of worked out the line. You turn in a little bit before the tree that I was using as a reference. Otherwise, I was running wide on exit or having to dab the brakes to cut back, but then not getting a better run because of how quick of a corner it is. Brilliant. Oh, the 22's found some pace somewhere in that sector. I'm just going to consistently close the back gap all the way down the straight as well. Oh, I heard it. I said a single word. Brilliant. Fuel. 63. Oh, I think I'm going to have to do quite a lot of fuel saving to make the extra lap. What's 63 divided by 5? 12.3? $63 divided by 5, I think it's 12.3. Near enough. And I've been using about 13.2, so I need to save about a litre a lap. Don't confuse me with your units. Yeah. There's no one on my relative. Whoa, that was an early slide. Alright. How the hell do I say fuel around here? I haven't got any references for lifting and coasting. 22 is still catching. How far ahead is the car ahead? A long, long way. I hope using 6 at this sort of speed's more fuel efficient. That's like my main hope. Is it going to be more efficient up the hill? Oh dear. Probably giving up too much space doing shit like that, but I'm just trying it out. I don't know what works. I didn't feel great. Oh, I missed the turning on the right, but that felt quite good with being off throttle the whole time. Just got to gradually time that slowdown. Or the decel. I don't want to use terms that mean other things as well. So I'll take Ben's tip and stay 4th through there, see if that's a bit better on fuel. This should be flat out. I mean, I'm going to save some fuel here because I'm going to have to slow down to... Well, actually, I didn't really. Now I want to go. I want to get him. I want to get him. He's braking really early to let me through. Thank you, mate. Oh, shit. At least I hope that was his intention, otherwise I've just scared the shit out of him. But he braked really, really, really early. I know he's in a slower car and they're going to have different braking points in places, but he can't be braking that early on his racing line, surely. I probably braked a little later, but I wanted to commit to getting it done, which I did, so I don't mind running wide on the exit when he's not alongside. That's exactly what more people should do when they were lapping. Happily compromise yourself in order to complete a better pass and hinder the car you're passing less. I could have done with him being a bit further up the hill. Would have liked to use him for a bit of draft. You haven't got to drive in the grass. Just pick a side and stick to it. The more I think about that move, I'm worried that I absolutely dive bombed the shit out of that GR86. I'm not convinced he was holding the left and braking early for me. I think that was just his line. He was... Every time I replay it in my head, his car gets further and further to the middle of the track. I feel like he would have hugged further left if he was letting me by. It would have been a horrible section to be held behind though, so I don't mind. I dive bombed the shit out of a GR86 on the corner after miss. He braked so early, my initial reaction was that he was letting me through, which is why I went for it. And I've just been saying, the more I think it back, I think he might have just been on his line. Would you mind having a look and having an opinion? It looked yellowy from the back. I thought it was green and yellow. But was that because I was alongside, or do you think he was letting me through with the early brake? Oh, shit, okay. In that case, I probably scared the crap out of him. Ooh-hee. I've rather forgotten about my lift and coast this half of the lap. I was trying to do a little bit earlier. The guy behind's caught me by so much. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I said 5 seconds a lap. It's not an insignificant amount. I don't know, that suggests I can do 36s in clean air. I did in quali, but it's not with a lot of fuel on and fresh tyres. So I'd be comfortable running 38s with a fresh car, like as a consistent mid-stint pace. So that's 6 seconds, and I'm not convinced that all of the pace problem is me. I mean, look at that! $50 over 4.25. On the straight, I mean, yeah, it is, but there's a number of factors in that gain. I was a little erratic there, specifically because I was trying to stay in the draft. Glad he read that. Everyone's desperate for the draft. Jesus. Oh! Did they touch? Now there's an instant between them behind me. .46.6 last lap. That's 10 seconds off where I want to be. It's 12 and a half. Oh shit, I didn't know he was there. That's alright. I wish there was a way to like cherry pick which messages you get from the spotter. Like, I don't care that there's an incident behind me! I need to find about 5 seconds just to stay in this guy's draft. I'll give it my best. No. As you say, passing hasn't been the biggest issue, really. I mean, you had your one incident, but yeah. Oh, I thought he was off then. Oh, I thought I was off then. Awesome. Through this really tight stuff, I'm so much quicker, even with the damage. So at the end of this lap, I need to have like 40 litres, and I'm not going to be able to fuel save. extra drag as well, taking more fuel, I'm going to claim. I mean, we're literally sat flat out on the straights for longer because of it, so... It's probably not far off what you need, to be fair. So if I do 7 again, you've got to do... Oh, 6. Because you did 8, didn't you? Unless the GT3s, actually, if they're a lot slower than what I was doing and racing with earlier, because we haven't seen them as much, or as early, maybe we're doing a 29th lap. Maybe it thinks we're doing a 29th lap. If we don't get... Yeah, so... Yeah. So it's going to assume that you're getting onto the final lap, so you've then got to finish it, which makes it 29. If we don't get overtaken by the leaders again, it will be 29 at the moment. First one is only 1:34 behind though, so next lap he'll probably get me. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. So 2 cars back. The amount of time I lost up the hill, even in the draft. The same. Oh, really? So I know the car very well, but this is my first time driving it around here, apart from this morning. Honestly, I want to mess with some setup stuff, and I'm still tempted to try a extra click of rear wing, just for the drivability. If we can make it give us an extra bit of lap time, the odds of actually getting stuck behind someone all race is pretty slim. We can always mess around with strategy. Oh my god, what was that? Oh, fuck's sake. I was trying to be clever. How badly did I hit the rear end again? Have I got a rear wing at least? Car just went. Just went on me. I'm just thinking that I'd really nailed the right hand part of that. If I was carrying too much speed with a bit of damage, or if the TCS cut in because I'm on 2 and I wanted 2 for safety with the bits of damage and I'm used to 1, and it cut at the wrong moment. I don't really know. I'm bringing it in this lap, man. It's got too much damage. Yeah, it's only 1 lap early. You should make it to the end. Auto fuel is currently telling me 80 litres of additional fuel, and a full tank is 104, so it's not quite. Oh, 80 litres of additional fuel. That's not going to get us to the end. That's going to make us a lap shy. Can't put more in, it's max capacity, because I've already got 35. Yeah, but it won't actually go in, because of what's already in there. Oh, I might have been overreacting, I'll give it a try. Yeah, just leave auto fuel on, increase the margin. Yeah. I'm so pissed at myself. After the incident, you were already calling me, telling me I've got time in the world. What do I try and do? Quick J-turn. Fucking idiot. Back it into the fence. I was thinking I was going backwards with so much momentum, having to stop and turn around is going to be painful. I'll just flick it round. Just didn't set it up correctly. Just panic set in, made bad choices. Fucking hell. Oh god, it's slow. Gotta remember I had draft last lap. I just flicked up my comparison delta, see how bad it is compared to last lap. But I've got to remember I did have slipstream last lap. Currently 1.3 down, so it's not too much extra damage. It does say wheel damage though, and it is light at the rear, and it's kind of bad for that already. Whoa! Yeah. High speed corners are okay, it's the slowing down from high speed into high commitment corners. God damn. We already had wheel damage. It's just bent now. Typical. Last time it slides out, this time I overcorrect it. Yeah, cheers, crew chief. I never would have guessed. Lost another couple of Ks. Thank you, Captain Obvious. Oh! That darted left under braking. I was just thinking about that. Probably want to get the damage back to under 2 minutes again. That's where it was slow but didn't feel much different. But with wheel damage on various wheels, because I got it on the right rear and I must have got it on the front rear as well now, front right as well now. It's going to be a painful wait. It is not. Yeah, he is. I'm not taking any chances with anyone. Hey, you know, hindsight's 20/20, mate. Ugh. I'd say the car felt as slow as it's been this stint. At the start of it, it felt fine. I don't know why going around this kink it suddenly decided to spin. I didn't think I was particularly hard on the steering or anything, and it's a flat out section anyway. It must have just been a bit of dirty air from the car in front, maybe. Slipstream going faster than I thought it was. I don't know. So straight is currently at about 1 o'clock. It's not super extreme. 230 up the hill. It's almost 20k. It's over 20k's down on a beamer. I don't think there's going to be any rush to get your gloves on, mate, unfortunately. Oh. They can repair most of it. We'll still have minor. And it's 9 minutes. Um, at that point, it's worth looking at the results, see what the gaps are. If everyone on the current lap passes us, the bottom 3 are an extra lap down at least, not the other 2 that are running. So just keep an eye on who's passing you. There's the 10 cars already right there. No, it's not the 10 car, it's the 23 car in P10. He was 1, 2, 3, 4 spots behind. Okay, so P12 is 4 minutes back. Yeah, so you've got at least 4 minutes to the next car. So it's, do you want to take 4 minutes of repairs and see if you can stay out ahead of him for a stint? Half of it, roughly. So here you go, 14th is just about to unlap themselves. Just went light over the crest. And just went. Was I on the throttle? Yeah, I kept it pinned until after it started spinning. What's the angle of the car like? It's kind of just the line. Middle of the track. Following the car ahead's line. He's a bit wider on turning. I don't know, man. Side damage was alright. And then I tried to J-turn it and just... Oh, the